So we thank God for everything, and then we try and rest and trust that he has the rest under his control. So number one, worriers of the world, unite and give it to God so that you can keep on working and resting. So in our New Testament reading, Paul is writing to a community that was paralyzed by two different actions. One, many people were just waiting for Jesus to return. They were worried to death. And then number two, others were frantic and working nonstop, trying to work themselves into security. And this is where he's trying to talk about trying to find that balance. Because someone who is unwilling to work should not eat. And that happens when people refuse to work, to have a job. We all have a calling. This is what we as Protestants came to understand. Not just the ministers have a calling, but each person at every stage in their life has a job to do. Even if it's just praying. Not that just is the right word, but praying is part of God's work. Everyone has something to do at every stage of our lives that we're called to do, that gives our lives purpose, that helps us to not focus on the things we might have no control over. And so it's not this like guilt thing or you better do this. It's more about finding the rhythm in life. That's why God called us to work so many days and rest. We need to be in that rhythm of working and resting. All for God's glory. If I believe that God is my boss, then I'm looking to him to validate me, to guide me, and to inspire me to work, even in the midst of stress, even in the midst of physical struggle, because most of our jobs in one way or another are physically or mentally taxing. So it's not always easy, but that's why we're encouraged to find this rhythm. And that it's all about us also trying to get into a frame of mind that we are working for the Lord, that it is a form of worship, if you will. And I just want to thank the Church Life Committee and all the volunteers and all the feasters and the givers yesterday for our turkey feast dinner. You all worked so hard, really hard. I know that a majority of you were working Friday and Saturday all day, maybe even evening, and that you were feeding people in more ways than one. And it was truly a wonderful event. I felt the joy of the Lord in our fellowship hall yesterday. I could see it on the people's faces. Everyone told me how delicious the food was.